Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failure. In this video we tackle the fourth and final El Burro mission. This one is called Big and Veiny. I'll point out something from the cutscene here. According to the wiki, you'll see that the cutscene references the publication Donkey Does Dallas. El Burro is going to say that those are the things that are falling off the back of a van, but in actuality, if you look at the magazine icons that are on the road coming up, they're actually Muff and the Mule magazine. So there you go. Okay, so like I mentioned, fourth and final El Burro mission. And so I'll uh, also mention something as we. So the basic premise of this is pretty simple. We have to go hop into a very particular van. It controls quite poorly, and then we have a 25-second time limit to start. As soon as we get in the van, we're going to get this 25-second time limit, and then we have to follow a path of magazines that have fallen off of another van and are on the road. And every time we touch one of these icons, we get a second added to our clock. I'm also going to hush here while we listen to the police dispatcher. So I don't know if you caught that, but I think it was something like watch out for donkey porn in the Portland area. Don't they have a code for that, like 834 or something? Okay, so as you can see, every time I pick up one of these piles of magazines, I get a second added to the clock, and the clock is constantly ticking down. There are different ways to fail this one, but probably the most common is to either roll or flip this van or run out of time. This mission is tough, actually. So what I'm doing here is picking up every single pile of magazines. You don't need to do that. In fact, some of them are out of the way and they take more than 1 second to get to. Some of the ones where you have to kind of go around a corner, it might be better to cut a corner than to actually pick up the magazine. But I learned in making this video, I learned from the wiki that there is a cash bonus for actually retrieving all of the magazines. So you don't need to retrieve all of them to pass the mission, but if you happen to retrieve all of them, then you get a cash reward, which is pretty cool. So here I missed one. I'm going to have to back up while I'm getting shot up by the triads. As I mentioned in the last video, triads are going to shoot at us and try to pull us out of any vehicle we're in for the rest of the game. And so that means that my van here is taking a pounding. Okay, but we're going to try to pick up all these to demonstrate the cash bonus, like I mentioned. Okay, so from the wiki, again, this is the last of the 4 El Burro missions. It's unlocked by the previous El Burro mission, which is Trial by Fire. Finishing this mission doesn't unlock any other new mission per se, but it does unlock Turismo, which was that car race mission, which was the first El Burro mission. As soon as we complete this final El Burro mission, we can repeat the Turismo mission as many times as we'd like. Even after we complete the final story mission in the game, we can come back and do the Turismo race. Okay, so the reward for completing this mission, the cash reward anyway, is $20,000, plus there's going to be a cash bonus if we happen to successfully pick up every single one of these piles of magazines. You can see I'm struggling here. You know, we're down to like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, barely hanging on. Like this vehicle is tough to control. Traffic gets in the way. Anyway, take a look at the cash right there, 794,000 and change. And we're going to see what happens when we pick up this last and final magazine icon. Okay, and the cash is going up to 804,000 and change. So 10 grand just for picking up all the magazines. Pretty cool. So all you have to do here is drive back to the XXX magazine shop and drop the van in the blue marker. I didn't do that there because the purpose of that, there's nothing interesting that happens after that. And I'll show you that final part later. Just wanted to show you the $10,000 bonus. So here I am going to destroy this bad guy here. In fact, the clock stops ticking down. You can see once we get close enough. But my vehicle got so damaged from like driving into all the other stuff, like accidents and getting shot at triads, that it caught fire here. So vehicle is wrecked. So if you blow up your van at any point, even after you killed the bad guy, the bad guy there, you fail. So that's interesting. Here you go, just showing you a very common way to fail because you can't recover your van and it just flips over and catches fire, or because you just roll it and it takes too much time to get back on your wheels. So really, really a tough mission, honestly. Okay, so but there are some shortcuts that you can do. And so here I'm demonstrating one of them. I'm going to take some time to push this van over to the main north-south road, which is on the far west of this island. Notice that the clock doesn't start until you actually get in the van. So here I just pushed it in the correct direction, which might be just enough to do a massive shortcut. So hoping these other cars aren't in my way here. The 25-second countdown starts, and there's no magazines here for a while, but eventually there will be magazines. And if you think back to the path that we took, the official path where we got all the magazines, and we're just going to do the tail end of it here, this cuts out a ton, like way more than half of the path. But you can see time is ticking down. We're down to 2 seconds here. So even this shortcut is not trivial to do, but if you can make it work, it might be a time save. In fact, there's several shortcuts that are going to be time saves that I will show in this video, and one of them I try to do when I'm speedrunning the game, if I have enough time to make the time save work to do the shortcut, because just like this shortcut, the shortcut that I like, it means that your time runs down artificially low at some point when you skip a bunch of magazines. So you need to have enough time built up there in order to get to the next magazines after you skip a bunch of them. But again, you can see I'm down at 2 seconds, 1 second at times here. So just barely hanging on, and the difficult to control Rumpo is not doing me any favors here. Okay, but pushing that van, I mean, because I was like pushing that van maybe saved me 2 seconds, but I was at 2 seconds and below, like at several moments during this particular run. So I think that doing that shortcut was essential for me to passing the mission. So here again, just demonstrating that if you blow up the vehicle, even though all you got to do is drop it off later on, you fail. So losing this vehicle at any point is mission fail. All right, so next thing is another shortcut here. So we're doing a little bit more pushing, which might just save a little bit of time here. The magazines don't show up, so like you can't like push it like all the way through the path. They don't show up until you get in. I'll also point out that I'm stationary in the van for about 2 seconds after the clock starts ticking down, which is unfortunate. I think it's just a programming bug. But those 2 seconds could make a difference. You can see here I cut off one of the ones on the corner. I didn't pick up every magazine. Okay, so on this shortcut attempt, we're going to try the mega jump. So we're just going to head over here to the left. We've got 20 seconds to play with. And you know me, I'm 100% solid with my mega jumping. You'll recall that the clock stops as soon as you're close to that bad guy, like within some radius of the bad guy. And so you don't actually need the van to have that clock stop. So here you go, no more clock. So now the guy is just hanging out here. He does not perceive the threat. Oh, he does. Come and get it. Bam, bam. Oh, that guy didn't even get a swing in. Done. Okay, so there you go. That's another strat. I'm not saying that's like faster or whatever, but it's an option. And then you can just run all the way back up to your van. You do need that van. Like you got to take that van back to the whatchamacallit, the magazine shop. But anyway, it'll still be there waiting for you, and no time limit, nothing to worry about, no more magazines to pick up, and then you bring it to the mark on the screen. But again, do be careful. It's still easy to roll and flip and lose this thing or have it catch fire from too much damage. Okay, so here's the place you drop the van off. Still getting shot at here. My goodness, gang! I'm so close to finishing this mission. Okay, so then I cut out the cutscene. I'll show you the cutscene here. This is my final attempt. Again, notice the 2 second lag. And so here I'm going to do the shortcut that I like to do when I'm speedrunning this game 100%. But again, I need to have a certain amount of time available to me when I'm ready to do my shortcut. Okay, so while we're doing our official final attempt at this in this video, I'll read a little bit from the wiki. It says, let's see here, the reward is 20,000 with a bonus of $10,000 if you happen to pick up all the magazines. And the mission name, Big and Veiny, may be a reference to an erect penis. Let's see here. In the original version of the game, the player has an initial time limit of 25 seconds. This is extended to 45 seconds in the mobile version. I applaud that. This mission is too hard, casually. All right, here's my shortcut. Coming up here to the left. I like to have like at least 17 seconds or so if I'm going to try this shortcut. And you can see running into traffic slows me down, and it might mean the difference between passing and failing. We're barely going to have enough time to finish this thing up. Okay, and then here I'll show you the actual conclusion of the mission. So we'll take care of this, the bad guy here. Again, the clock has stopped, so you can take this guy out in any way you want. So there's a drive-by. And then we just have to return the van to that blue marker. And I think I'm going to get out of the van early just to see if I can like push the van into the blue marker. Like, do I need to be in the van in order to trigger the final cutscene? Don't know. We'll see. In any event, this is the final El Burro mission. So you know what that means. We get to rate all of the El Burro missions as well as El Burro himself as a mission giver. So Turismo is a car race. I really like car races. That one's pretty fun. 8 out of 10 for that one. I Scream, You Scream, where you got to pick up the bomb and then get a Mr. Whoopi and then detonate it near the 4 mafia guys. That's okay. I mean, it's just basically a fetch quest. Not too exciting. 5 out of 10 on that one. So here, I didn't fail for getting out, but now we're going to see whether or not I actually need to be in the vehicle in order to pass the mission. Trial by fire, where you have to use a flamethrower to kill 25 triads in 2.5 minutes. That's pretty cool. Like I said, it's like a rampage. So here you can see I didn't actually need to be in the van. And here's the end of the cutscene where we got all of these guys. This is pretty funny, where they have all these guys in trench coats and hats and sunglasses picking up their magazines and walking away casually. So the trial by fire is pretty fun. That's an 8 out of 10. Big and veiny, the one that we just did, it's a 1 out of 10. This mission is too hard, honestly. Like casually, this mission is so difficult. Okay, so here I'm gonna show you. What am I gonna show you? I'm gonna head back to the safe house and show you that El Burro has given us a gift for completing all the missions. So here we go. It is a pile of, where are they? Come on, GTA failure. You can find this. Here we go. It's right by the door. Pile of magazines for us, just to my right. Here it is. So this is the whatever it's called, Muff and the Mule. I think I go all out with the sniper and zoom in. Goodness, what am I doing with my life, gang? Okay, so there's the magazine. It's got a new skin in the definitive edition. It's like a hardcover book. And then I think I just tried to destroy it. That's what I do with stuff in this game. Oh, you could stand on it. That's cool. Yeah, so I think I tried to destroy it, but no go. These things are quite solidly built. So 1 out of 10, big and veiny is just too difficult. I mean, I pass it almost all the time now, but I've done it so many times that like it's just too difficult. I think casually, just not enough time. Like give me like 2 seconds for each magazine pickup, and we've got a whole different ball game. Okay, so we'll give El Burro as a whole a 5 out of 10. He really got pulled down by the Big and Veiny mission. Okay, and now we are demonstrating that even though we've completed all of the, and now I'm showing you the Turismo stat. It shows up here with my best time. Here it is, 181 seconds. And even though I've completed all of the El Burro missions, the phone is still ringing now, and it gives you the Turismo mission again. You can do this mission as many times as you like, and if you set a better time than your previous best time, then you replace your previous best time in the stats menu. So that's pretty cool. One of 3 repeatable missions in GTA 3. All right, so I think we're winding down here. Where am I going? I guess maybe we're just headed to Tony's or something for the next mission in the next video. But I think that's about it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.